Wednesday PFT OT, a little extra show that we can use to discuss things we didn't get to during PFT Live. Something that came up during the program, Chris, that I think merits conversation and also careful evaluation as the season unfolds, as training camp proceeds, as the Patriots have meetings, and as Bill Belichick has ammunition for critiquing the performances of new quarterback Cam Newton. Kyle Love, who played both with the Patriots when Tom Brady was there and Bill Belichick coached him, and the Panthers when Cam Newton was there and Ron Rivera coached him, Kyle Love says he's got a concern about whether and to what extent Cam Newton will tolerate the kind of candid coaching that Bill Belichick used to routinely provide to Tom Brady. And I remember the story of Chad Johnson being freaked out his first day with the Patriots in 2011 after the lockout when he was traded there because Belichick tore into Brady for his performance in the playoff loss the prior season to the Jets. Randy Moss went through the same thing in 2007. Belichick tears into Tom Brady. When Belichick tears into Cam Newton, I guess the first question is, will he? The second question is, if he does, how will Cam Newton deal with it? Because Kyle Love seems to think that Cam Newton was a little coddled by Ron Rivera and the Panthers coaches.
Yeah, well, I think that's the sentiment around the NFL, is that he was, in Carolina, that he was the first pick of the draft. He's super talented. He won some games single-handedly, with his pure ability. And, yeah, at most places, what that tends to lead to is a guy kind of becoming the king of that team, for lack of a better way to put it. Oh, hey, man, he shows up on Sunday. He's ready to go, blah, 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 right? So then, yes, naturally from there, when you're one of your best players, coaches, the organization, they're very sensitive into making sure that player feels good on a daily basis. And that's my biggest concern up in New England. Kyle Love, he was in New England when I was there. He's a very smart defensive player, cerebral that way, your typical New England guy. But, and he's got good perspective here. This was my biggest concern. Something I kind of discussed on my podcast, right, when Cam Newton was signed with New England, Mike, is just, I've said it's 80% boom, 20% bust. And my bust factor was, yes, can he handle the everyday, rigors of the NFL with the New England Patriots? And that is, yes, nobody being a cheerleader for you, and you make a 20-yard out throw, and they just go, good throw, Cam. It's not like, hey, way to go. Oh, hey, whoa, did you see that throw, everybody? It's not going to be none of that. When you mess up, it's going to be pointed out in front of the whole team, and there's going to be some constructive criticism that goes with that. I don't think he's going to cuss out Cam Newton like he did Brady quite yet. He's probably going to get to know the guy, but between that and just the attention to detail and the humbleness and do your job and on to the next play, that is my question. Can Cam Newton handle that day after day after day? Because like you said, it kind of melted Chad Johnson, Albert Hainsworth. There's been players that go up there to New England and we never hear from them again because of that aspect. It's very real.
Reggie Wayne went there for a couple of weeks and decided to retire.
Right.
He had enough. After all those years in Indianapolis where everything was great, he goes to New England for just a couple of weeks, and football, this isn't fun. They're not having fun here. I'm out. Here's what Kyle Love said. I don't feel like Cam can take the pressure of coaches talking down about his play. If he had a bad game in Carolina, the coaching staff wouldn't say much to him because they may have felt he could be a little frail about it or maybe pout. They never really corrected him to the point that Bill Belichick used to correct Tom Brady. I think about the aftermath of Super Bowl 50. Remember, he's in the
yeah, sure,
with the press conference, and you can hear Chris Harris Jr. crowing about what the Broncos did to the Panthers. He gets up and walks out. I mean, Cam Newton is always the guy who's on that roller coaster where when everything is going well, it's great. It's the Superman, it's the big smile, and everything is great. And when it doesn't go great, that's when you have the demeanor. It's just it's not really my day. That's kind of, you can see it on the field,
sure,
in the way he moves. Just get me the hell out of here, and then give me another game that I can start at 0-0 and try to make that my day. That makes me think the Patriots are going to adjust their approach. I think they're smart enough to recognize, right? When we sign Cam Newton, we're signing a guy who isn't going to be a sponge for any and all criticism, and that's not the way to get him to be the best he can be. It was the way to get Tom Brady to be the best he could be because it pissed him off, and he'd try to show us. Cam Newton, that's not the way to make him the best he can be.
Agreed. And I would be shocked if that's not the case. Like, hey, back to our old, Wes Welker conversation, right? They weren't coaching Randy Moss like they were coaching Wes Welker. Yeah, they realized that was, Wes Welker, we'll tell him he's not good and disrespect him, and he'll play better. You can't do that to Randy Moss. He's a different guy, so they had a different approach, right? And I think that between Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick, first off, they're better communicators than they get credit for. They're kind of robots in the media, so people don't really get to see how good they are in that aspect of their job. It's the thing I was blown away by being in New England. You've heard me say before, the one thing that I just was shocked about is Bill is much more of a player's coach than people realize. His door is always open to the players. He does a great job of getting around, talking to guys. The team loves Bill. And then of course he's honest. And at the end of the day, a lot of guys respect that. Now, yeah, that's going to be a little different from Cam Newton, but I do think Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick will know pretty early on and have also, we know, done their research to know, all right, do we think this guy's so sensitive and such a diva that he can't even come in here and react to our coaching? I think they've done their due diligence to get the right answer there to where they felt, like you said, no, we feel like he can. And then they'll find that right balance of, hey, we're going to be critical of the guy, but we're not going to crap all over him to where it ruins the next 2 days of practice. They'll find that balance, and I think Cam Newton, I'm expecting because of the trials and tribulations he's gone through, he'll bounce back, and he wants to prove everybody in a man on a mission, so we'll see where it goes.
That's the key.
It is.
They have gotten Cam Newton at a point where he is beaten down. He feels rejected. He feels disrespected. Maybe he should have been one of the entries in our draft today of the most disrespected figures in the NFL.
No crap. We're idiots for that.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
The way the rest of the league treated him and ignored him. And now I understand. Circumstances made it difficult for anyone to bring Cam Newton in and sign him, made it difficult to trade for him, made it difficult to do anything. But the contract disrespects him. The fact that he had to wait so long disrespects him. But what the Patriots may be getting is a guy that Bill Belichick could bring in. And this has probably already happened. If my guess here is even remotely accurate, it's already occurred. You have a heart-to-heart with the guy.
Yeah.
You say, look, we have been watching you for the last decade. We've seen you beat us twice, PFT bingo. Cam Newton 2-0 all-time against the New England Patriots, right? We know what you can do, and I know a thing or two about getting the most out of guys, and I feel like nothing against your coaching staff in Carolina. They did you a disservice because they didn't know how to get the most out of you. I know how to get the most out of you. Look, here's Tom Brady. Here's Tom Brady running. Here's Tom Brady trying to evade the pass rush. Here's Tom Brady trying to slide. Here's all the things Tom Brady can't do athletically. I turned that guy into the best quarterback in NFL history. Now here's what you can do.
Right.
You buy into this. You do this the way that I think we need to do it. There may be days where you want to punch me in the face, but if I could do what I did with this guy, show the photo of him at the scouting combine where he looks like the 38-year-old guy with a prostate issue trying to go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. If I could do that with this guy,
right,
just think of what I can do with you.
Yeah.
That's the way I think to get him to buy in. And that's Belichick isn't inflexible, like you said. They coach Randy Moss one way, they coach Wes Welker another way. They coach Tom Brady one way, they're going to coach Cam Newton a different way. But I think they have a unique opportunity to get Cam Newton to sign on the dotted line for what it's going to be like to be a Patriot.
Yes, I agree, and I would think that some sort of conversation like that has happened. Yes. And I'll tell you just evidence that makes me believe already that, Cam Newton's drinking the Kool-Aid and is all in. Hey, when he got off the plane in Boston and the way he handled the media, he was already in New England mode. To me, that just sounded like Bill's talked to him and already given him like, hey, this is how I want you to act. This is what I want you to do. I believe in you, and we're going to do this around you to make you a better player, and we're going to work and all that. And Cam was like, damn, I like how that sounds. Okay, let's do that. And they'll build his confidence within the realm of, feeling confident there in New England in that offense too. As we explained when he first got signed, New England's not one of those teams that's like, here's 100 plays, figure it out. No, they start with baby steps, 5, 10 plays. We're going to master it. We're going to see which ones we're really good at. Ooh, our quarterback's really good at this and that. Now let's start to build off of those things he does really good. And then we'll, in the meantime, work on some of the things he's not good at, but we're going to focus on this and start formulating our offense around those things he does good. And when you do that, all of a sudden practice goes good and Cam Newton's throwing completions and he's going, damn, I like this. They're teaching me the right way and people are open and all of that. And that's hopefully where it can build into, damn, here we goes New England and Cam Newton, and they didn't miss a beat and they're still one of the best teams in the AFC.
Yes, all due respect to Kyle Love, I think it's not nearly as simple as it may appear on the surface. I think there may be some tough love, but I think that Cam Newton will understand it, and maybe he's grown and matured to the point where he realizes he's not going to achieve his goals in football without something a little more aggressive than what it is that he got. Nothing against Ron Rivera, right? Ron Rivera comes in as a first-time head coach with the guy who was the first overall pick in the draft. I think a certain relationship starts and it stays that way. This is a different circumstance altogether for everyone involved, and this is grown man Cam Newton who is desperate to win, Chris, and I think will deal with some coaching that may be far more aggressive than what he ever had in Carolina. So it's going to be fun to watch.
It is.
Hopefully he won't opt out. With all the Patriots who are opting out, hopefully Cam Newton won't opt out before tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
But I don't want to be flippant about it. Whoever chooses to opt out, I respect their decision. It is not an easy decision, but that window closes at 4 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. We're going to close our window until tomorrow. Thanks for some of your time as always. We'll be updating the NFL all day long at ProFootballTalk.com. Have a great day. We'll see you Thursday.
See ya.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.